I love you all. So fun. Catherine from Sing Niagara,
Hi.
Harmony Incorporated in the house, right?
You know it. You know it.
So we have Sweet Adelines, Harmony Incorporated, and the Barbershop Harmony Society all in the same virtual room anyway.
In the house.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have to remind Molly, right? I'm pronouncing it right. I had such a great time getting to talk with you over the phone and getting to know you. I'm so excited that you are here. I look forward to learning about you and your chorus. I really like the things that you were sharing about the direction that you're going. It sounds like two peas in a pod, and this should be something that aligns perfectly with where you're trying to go, etc.
Great, thanks for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, there is somebody on the call, Marty Anderson, my buddy. I spent, I think it was last month, or
Yes.
last month
Yes.
or somewhere recently, spent about 3-4 days with Marty at his house, and got a nice view and pretty darn nice group of guys to sing to.
Thanks.
Linda Hilco, you're all going to get to know her. She's from Harmony Incorporated and helps me so much to stay organized when I'm teaching Harmony Incorporated virtual education classes, or HIVE or Hive. I did go back because somebody said, how many sessions have you taught of the Hive? You know, this society-wide training. And the last one was number 10. So it's been an absolute joy getting to know Harmony Incorporated even more, and sharing in music and experiences together. I don't know who's actually playing moderator here tonight. Is that Judy? Is that Bill? Is that Glenn?
Well,
Not Bill.
I need to know what Trisha's last name is and where are you from?
Oh, last name is Cole, C-O-L-E, and I live in Port Orchard, Washington. And
Great.
I'm with the Acapella Sensations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So how about we each do this? I won't be able to, but make sure you have your first and last name in there. And then if you're representing a chapter, if you could share that in your name. And then if you're not representing a chapter in some kind of position for a region, district, area, please share that as well. Because I have some exciting things to share tonight. I'm thinking about just sharing it now, and then those people that are a little tardy might not get it right away. Trisha, I don't recognize you. Have we met before?
No, you would have met a few people, I think, at Harmony College a couple months ago.
From
Molly.
Molly, maybe?
Mhm.
Oh, thanks, Molly. That's helpful. Yeah?
Yeah, Molly for sure was there.
Yeah.
And Candace and Margie and a few. Can't remember who all was there, but I was not
Yeah.
able to attend.
Well, awesome. I'm glad that you're here, and
Thanks.
I think it's going to be a pretty fun ride.
Cool.
So I will leave it up to Judy as to when we want to get started. And if you want to know Judy's last name, it's Galloway.
Oh, it just made it way too long.
Yeah, I think I like it.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to put after my name. Paul Ellinger, Snazzy Pants. I don't know what I'm going to put.
We are recording. So
Oh, okay. So now that's saved for posterity.
Let's make it big.
mentor.
Yes. I like it, Marty.
Dude.
Dude, super dude. That was my oldest son's. That was his first Halloween outfit. We were at a trailer, what do you call it? An RV park. And they had Halloween in July or something. And so he didn't have an outfit. So we took a dish towel and put around his back like a cape. And then we had sunglasses that wrapped around. We knocked out the sunglass parts. He looked like he had kind of a mask. And then I made a big diamond and it said SD for Super Dude underneath. And everybody was so cool to him. They were like, "Oh, it's Super Dude." He'd look around like this. So that was what we did on the spur of the moment. Super Dude. So Judy, do we want to get started or do we want to wait a couple more moments? What's your feeling?
I think probably we should go ahead and, since it's recording, go ahead and start. We did have several people that had conflicts, but are very interested in watching the videos afterwards too. I think there was like 10 of them that couldn't attend today. So I think we got a pretty good group.
Awesome. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the kickoff meeting to the Big Idea. And if you're not familiar, some are very familiar, some are not. The Big Idea stands for BIG, is Boundless Initiative of Growth. So BIG, Big Idea. And the goal is to help chapters not only grow musically, but to grow in number. And you will have ongoing coaching, and I don't mean this to be pridefully, but world-class coaching available to you throughout the year. And I know some of you have had some coaching with me, yes, that's on the call. And yeah, there was a group, I was just I'm in Nebraska right now. Michigan is my home state. Was at a retreat weekend for the Lincoln Continentals. And then tomorrow night is the Beatrice. It looks like Beatrice, but trust me, it's Beatrice. Homestead Harmonizers. And so you'll have access to this guy for ongoing coaching. And we work in concepts for those of you that have worked with me. And so it's applicable to each and every song that you'll pick up, which is kind of nice. The other arm of the Big Idea is not just musical growth, but growth in number, growth in size of your chapters. And those that got to take a class with me at Harmony College Northwest, I painted a picture of having chapters with not 50 members or 100 or 150, but 300, 400, and 500 members. And I think that people that saw that were like, holy smokes, this is really possible. And it is. And the neat thing is that when you have 300, 400, 500 members in a chapter, and you have multiple choruses within the chapter located, you could have one in this city, one that meets in this at a different night. You could have one that sings contest only, one that sings show tunes, or whatever it is that you would like. If we continue to grow, we have an abundance of choices. I think some of you might know the answer to this, but as I go around working with chapters, the most common chapter size that I see is about 14. That is the most common chapter size. And if you're at 14, you're struggling to make sure you have 4 parts covered for a thing out. You're struggling to go to a convention, and you now have to count the director as one of the singers, because at least in BHS, I think you have to have 13, counting the director on stage. Now you can go for feedback sessions only, but it's making it tough. And I'd really like to see us get to this place of not just 30, not 40, not 50, but well beyond that. The funny thing is that as I help chapters grow, they stop around 50 and growing. And I think some of you, we're going to open up the lines here, why do chapters then stop at 50 if they can grow? And there's examples on this call that there are people that have grown from 4 members, not even one a director, and 3 parts, a director and 3 parts. And within weeks, maybe a month or 2, Greg, how many months was it, or weeks?
Basically, they started their campaign in February of this year, and
Okay.
they were up to 12 by June. And they had a special practice that took place on a Saturday. They had 16 singers. They're hoping that they hang on to a couple of those folks that
Oh,
showed up. Yes.
Awesome. So the point is, not to cut you short, Greg, I'm sorry. The point is that we have chapters that are growing from 4 to 16. And the thing is that there's chapters that the magic number seems to be around 50. And if we can go from 4 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 50, why do we stop growing at 50? Why is that? Any answers? I know Jim and Jan are going to pop in. I think they have some answers for us. Yes? Okay, Greg, thank you very much. You shared a fear of space, logistics, managing the group. Absolutely. Here's the big one. This is the panic button. Oh my goodness, we're down to 4 members. We need to hit the panic button. Oh my gosh, we're down to 14 members. We need to hit the panic button. We're at 50 members. Good thing we don't need to grow anymore. Yeah. That's the thing. We have got to break through that, because think about all the people that we haven't touched yet with this beautiful music, this beautiful environment, not just in 4-part harmony, but in harmony in relationships and encouragements, etc. And throughout our time together, here's the exciting thing. We're all going to be working on this together. I will be gently guiding us to discovering some key concepts. And the thing is to think that the minute we think that this guy knows everything, that's the beginning of the end for all of us, right? Now, have I had successes? Yeah, in growing chapters, absolutely. Have I had successes in helping chapters sing at higher levels? Absolutely. But we're all going to be learning from one another. And we go through the process of iteration, which is learning from things that work, things that didn't work. And I'm here to tell you that the things that don't work, you'll learn more from that than from the things that did. And I see a lot of people's heads going like this. That's awesome. And I'd like each of you to take inventory right now. Just look around the room. Gus, Karen, Gary, Sid, Ed, Rob. You are here at the kickoff of the big idea. You were here when it started, from its infancy. And it is our goal to make sure that if we follow the precepts, the concepts found in the big idea, that we will grow to 40, 50, and well beyond that, that we start not just learning all the words and all the notes. The way that it normally goes is we know all the words and almost all the notes, and then we go out and perform, right? And what we're thinking is, hey, if we could have that be our starting point, and now we're moving people with our performances, we're onto a whole new world. We're onto a whole new world. And I told a lot of people, because that was my thought at the time, is that all we need to do is to have 3 chapters have a success, 3. And then when they start growing and they're going beyond 50 and beyond 80 and beyond, and they're singing super well, etc., and they're having fun and they're building more fellowship and they're connecting with their community. Because all we need is 3. And then everybody else goes, well, I want that. And so I thought we should probably stick with 3 chapters. And here's the big surprise. I'm here to tell you that if you're on the call, you're in. And if you call and say you want in, you're in. Because here's what I started to think through, is that what if I pick the wrong 3? They don't follow through. And then what? So what we're going to do is, it's not any more effort for me to be available for these calls like every other week for about a half hour. If everybody starts following through, and not everybody does follow through, I mean, everybody starts to follow through and not everybody continues to follow through, we'll find our 3, right? We will find our 3. Now, here's the thing that I hope is going to be helpful to you. If you would like to share this with your chapter, hi Angie. If you'd like to share this with your chapter and future videos as well, and you want to make sure that people are actually watching it, here's how you do it. We're going to put secret words inside the video. And so I'm going to come up with our first random secret word. And the word is going to be gypsum. Why? Because I have no idea. So that's the first random word. So later on, I might get your random word ready because we'll make it part of the video. And I'm going to share with you, if people want, this is so, we've established that this is going to be an all-skate ongoing event. Everyone's invited. And if there's people that want to join, chapters that want to join midstream, these random words are going to be helpful to me as well. Because if somebody says, oh, I'll catch up. Nope, we're covering these things on purpose and building upon them. So if you say, oh, I watched it. Okay, what's the secret words? What secret words? Okay, you need to go back and watch and then tell me if you watched it with the secret words. There you go. And now you have this available to you as well to help your chapter stay true to the concepts. Hey, Paul. Paul,
Hey there, Paul.
was in the session today and yesterday with the coaching side of things. So it's great to see you here. The next thing, we always want to have a concept, and then we always want to have a little bit of homework. So the first thing that we'll start with is the concept. Can anybody from any of the classes that we've had together tell me, in order of priority, this is important, the 3 things that people want to experience in, a chapter meeting? Does anybody remember what those 3 things are? You can either, wow, Jim and Jan Simpson. All right, it's Sid Brown for 200. I'll take Sid Brown for 200. What are they?
Fun, fellowship, and singing.
That's correct. Anybody else going to say the same thing? You can cheat and say you
Sure.
were. And no one will know. So that is correct in that order. So if we're not having fun at our chapter meeting, that is not going to be nearly as attractive to new potential members. I mean, think about it. I can get yelled at work all week. I don't need to go to practice and get yelled at too, right? The other thing is think about, we need to be continuously thinking about not what it is that we want, what we experience, but what do new people want and experience? That is a huge thing. And I love that people are nodding their head yes to that. How many of you have heard after a performance, you all look like you were having so much fun? How many, just by raise of hands? And that's among, and now raise of hands, is that the first thing that you hear from them? Yeah. Okay, sometimes sung pretty well. You guys sung so well, and then you look like you were having so much fun. That is a really key component. They are telling you what they're attracted to. Because we're coming out of this nasty virus called COVID, and we're in prime real estate, everybody. Prime real estate for growing. because people are looking for ways to connect, to live. I mean, during COVID, people got to spend more time than ever before looking at some kind of screen, be it a small one, a big one. How many of you had Netflix and then said, there isn't even anything to watch on Netflix anymore?
Yeah.
So, or name your streaming service. So I cannot tell you how much people are looking forward to connecting on a personal, real life, in-person way with others. And meeting nice people, giving people, thoughtful people, and yes, loving people. So we're in prime real estate. People are looking for what it is we have, and we've got an abundance of fun. We need to capitalize on it though. So here's part of one of the things that I would like to open up now. This is going to be the concept. This is going to be a super easy session tonight. How can we, or how have we allowed fun to be a focus for our chapter meetings? And you can either raise your hand, you can unmute and just blurt it out, or you could put it in the chat. So I will try to review chat as well. All right, so how are we going to foster fun at our chapter meetings?
What do we do?
Tags. Yep,
Alright,
that's fun. Okay, anybody else? If not, I'm going to share a couple of things quickly and see if it doesn't. Zumba. Oh my goodness, Catherine, where are you from? Oh, that's Harmony Incorporated, Sing Niagara. I want to be a part of. So Linda's nodding her head. Yeah, we did Zumba. That's awesome. Quartet roulette.
Yeah.
And the gun's not loaded, so that's a good thing. Awesome. What else? Share a joke or two during warm-up or stretching. Yep. Yep. Just be careful of topics, right? It should be rated G, and it shouldn't put anybody down. And self-deprecation is usually a safe way. Fun always comes from competently singing. Yep, that can be fun too. Here's the thing that I will say, random quartetting rounds. I went to a chapter and every chapter meeting, they give a random, they would select the person the week before, and they would say, Molly, next week, we'd like you to spend 3 minutes telling us about yourself, things that we don't know about you. And Molly would come out and say, I am a juggler of flames, and I speak 4 languages, and I jump out of planes, or whatever it's going to be. Okay. And those would all be very interesting things. And I cannot tell you how people look forward to hearing the wonderful things that people had to share about themselves. And this weekend, Paul Campy, am I saying that correctly, Paul?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So with Paul's chorus, we did Simon Says. Do you know why we did Simon Says? All right, everybody mute. Here's the thing. We're going to play Simon Says. And those of you that don't have your video up, you can cheat. So here's the thing. If we're going to be following the director, we need to really focus. So that was the point of Simon Says. All right, so I'm Simon, and we're starting now. So raise your right hand. Yep, you'd be out, right? So Simon has to say. It's very simple. Okay, so you're always back in. So Angie, you're back in. Don't sweat it. I love that you're laughing, though. I love it. All right, raise your right hand. Okay, Ed, really? That's twice. You got to have Simon say. Okay, I'm just picking on you. I love you, brother. I love you, Ed. All right. So Simon says, raise your right hand. Put it down. Right.
Oh.
Pretty simple. Simon has to say. Now put your hand down. Okay, Simon says, put your hand down. Put it back up. Simon says, put your hand down. It's down, so this is easy. Simon says, touch your head. Simon says, touch your shoulders. Simon says, put your hands together, take them apart. Oops, Simon didn't say take them apart. Okay, so now take them apart. Touch your shoulders. Simon says, touch your shoulders. You're back in. No biggie, Bob. Simon says, touch your head. Simon says, touch your shoulders. Simon says, go like this. Simon says, put it on your nose. Great. Some people put it on their elbow, and this is not your nose, right? All right, put your hands down. Oh, you'd be out, right? Simon says, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you haven't gotten out. All right. Simon says, raise your hand if you haven't gotten out. Angie, you were out in the first one. Paul Campy is our winner for tonight. Everybody, give it yay.
Practice. Yay.
All right. Now, Simon says, Paul Campy, please mute yourself because everybody can hear you. All right.
Sure.
So that could be a fun thing. And then we connect it to what the director is going to be doing. The director now, the director is now Simon. And they might go, down our way, both night and day, right? They might do anything they want. And it's our job to follow. It's not, well, that's not how we sing the song. You should learn to follow us better, Mr. or Mrs. Director. So, what are some other ways that we could include fun in our meetings? Fun. This is a concept thing. Marty.
I put in the comments the thing called Who Dat, and what we started was a list of questions like where you're from, how many countries have you seen in the world, what's your favorite hobby, different things. And we started out with one guy, answered the questionnaire, and our chapter activities VP read the questions and the answers, and we tried to guess who that was.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, that person then picks somebody else to give those questions to, and he stands up in front and reads the answers, and we try to guess who it was. And we didn't do it every week. It was like every other week, but you get to know the guys in your chapter, and it's amazing what you learn that you didn't know.
That's awesome. Let's give a virtual clap. Awesome, Marty. Angie, invite Paul Ellinger to chorus. Yes, I would love that. All right, so we've come up with some ideas, and you notice that the neat thing is that a lot of the fun things that we're talking about helps to build the second most important thing, which is what?
Fellowship.
Fellowship. That's exactly right. So isn't that neat that these are tied together? And some of them then included singing too. Just be aware that if you have people that are new to singing, it can feel a little too much to take on to be part of a tag or a quartet or something like that. So just be aware that each person is different. And just because we're confident and we enjoy this doesn't mean that the next person would be confident and would enjoy it at the same time. So is that helpful to just start thinking how we can include fun back into our chapters, our chapter meetings? Here's the thing I'll mention about chapter meetings. They generally run 2.5 hours, right? Sometimes longer. And is that really effective? That's my question. I see Greg Cronlund going, no, maybe not. So I can tell you that I've shared this with other chapters, and Bart Vandemark. Anybody familiar with Bart Vandemark from Sunshine District? If you've ever seen him, he's like 6'6" and I'll say well-seasoned in years, and rides his bike everywhere. And he played basketball for the University of Alabama. And he decided to go to, I think 60 minutes or 90 minutes. So I'll say 90 minutes just in case, 90-minute rehearsals. And he said, Paul, we are learning more music. We are getting more done. We're having more fun in 90 minutes than we ever had in 3 hours. So why is that? And the reason that I would say is it's the theory of closets and garages. You already know where I'm going with this? How many know where I'm going with this already? Okay, then I'll share it. If you have a 4-car garage, you'll fill it with 4 cars of stuff. And if you have 5 closets, you will fill 5 closets. If you have 1, you'll fill 1. If you have 1 car, you'll fill it with 1. And so if you just have more time, you have more space, you'll learn to fill it with something. But when you go down to 60 or 90 minutes, you have to be very efficient, effective, fast moving, fast paced. And I'll tell you, in this world today, we will be done in 15 minutes from right now, because we live in a let's go get it going kind of world right now. And they're not making 4-hour epic movies anymore, although they're kind of going back to that. But anyway, so the more time you have, the more time you'll fill it with something, and maybe that won't be super
15 minutes, please.
Jim and Jan, maybe if you could mute for me, that would be awesome. Thank you. So this was super fun to talk about. Fun. Now here's the homework part, but it's time for another secret word. And the first person to throw a secret word out in the chat, that will be our secret word. Remember, it's rated G, everybody. First one, sausage. I like it. Gary Porter. Sausage is our second secret word. Excellent. Here is now something that I think is vitally important if we want to grow both musically and in number. Here's the homework part. And I don't know how long this is going to take. It could take a week, it could take 2 weeks, could take a month or more. Don't know. Here's the task. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. I would like your chapter to have 2 people that are outside the membership of your group. Outside the membership of your group, to be willing to help people, to help your chapter stay true to the concepts that you're hearing in these sessions. Now, why is it that we want people exterior to your group? The reason is that we've trained ourselves to think things like singing at a higher level is what's going to draw new members. Anybody think that's the opposite of that is true or could be true? Here's the thing. It now takes a higher score than ever before, at least in the BHS, and it's possible in others. To go to international, it takes a higher score than ever before to qualify for international. Did you know this? And yet our membership continues to decline. So yes, we are singing at a higher level, and yet we are not growing. Yeah? And the thing is that if you get people from outside of the group, they're going to see it with very fresh eyes. They're going to go, you're having so much fun. These are the kinds of things they're going to recognize that we don't recognize. Yeah, but did you hear that interval, that target eval was just kind of E rather than E. And we're mired down in the details, and they're like, no, that was amazing. Any guesses as to what the group that I joined in 1988, I saw them singing in the Ann Arbor Mall, and I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are amazing. And they scored a 48 that year, a 48. And that was their good stuff. And I thought they were amazing, and they were. So the score does not deter the audience or new people from enjoying what it is we have to offer. It doesn't. I thought they were amazing. And having two people from outside of your group say, where's the fun? Where's the fellowship? Right? That's what we want. I mean, there's plenty of classes online. I can learn how to sing or something like that. But we're outside of COVID. How do I connect with others? So having two people, and why two people? Proverbial bus and all that, someone moves. We have somebody that can continue to keep the consistency going. That could, and it doesn't even have to be anybody that sings. They're going to know that was better. That's cool. And they're going to come up with amazing ideas like, hey, I'm a barista. Could you just come to my coffee shop and sing? People will go crazy. Yeah. And I think that's the last concept for tonight. Anything that we do, this is huge. Yes, and. So if somebody says, hey, do you think we should sing at my coffee shop? What do we say? Yes. And we could even bring another chapter, or we could bring some books, or we could, and build upon it, and build upon it. Now, we're quickly approaching prime real estate for growth. Because one of the main things is, and you don't have to remember this because we'll cover this again in the future, but we want to be prepared for this at some point in the near future, because quicker than we'd like to think, the necessity or the opportunity, I should say, for learning holiday music will be upon us. And holiday times is again prime real estate for adding new members. Why? Why is Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, why is that?
They know the words.
That is exactly right. That's the litmus test. Can they mouth the words? If you sing, right, even if you sing it off key, everybody's going to go crazy because everyone knows The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Everyone, right? Everyone knows this song. I challenge you to find any video anywhere on the internet. And by the way, I finished the internet last Thursday. A little disappointing. So find any video on the internet where it doesn't matter if it's Miss Collins' 8th grade class or something singing it, or the Nylons or Rockapella or whomever singing it. Everyone, once they hear wee dee dee dee, wah, doesn't matter. And it goes back to why, because it's familiar. The litmus test is, can they mouth the words? Right? They know this. And it's the same with Christmas music. If they can mouth the words, you're onto something. And it doesn't have to be vocal gymnastics, familiar and approachable music. Very simple. The Lion Sleeps Tonight has 3 chords, everybody. 3. So that's pretty simple. And you could have people making music really fast. So if there's any music that I think should be in your repertoire soon when it comes to growing anyway, The Lion Sleeps Tonight is not a bad one. We'll have other ones in the future, but these 2 people from exterior to your group are going to be super vital to making sure that we see the big picture. They're not mired in any kind of details. They see the big picture and they help us stay true to concepts. So tonight, we need another random secret word. So first one to put one in the chat, aloha. I like it. Aloha. Apple was close, but we already had a food. So we're going to move on to aloha. So Is gypsum, I don't even know, is gypsum a rock?
Kind of.
Okay, so we've got a rock, we've got a food, and we've got a greeting and a goodbye all in one. So this is good. It's very random. So work on getting those 2 people exterior to your group that will be willing to help follow you through. How are we going to include fun into your next chapter meeting? It only takes a couple minutes. You could have everyone fill out the questionnaire and pick one at random. You could do that. And that would be easy. You could be having quartets where you go in and randomly select them. Just remember, you could fifth wheel somebody so that they feel like they could match your pitch. And as you grow, we have 5 minutes. As we grow, here's one thing that I want to encourage you in. We're going to have people that have never learned to match pitch wanting to join our group. What are we going to do? Wouldn't it be awesome if somebody on the internet created a video to show other people that they start with a person that couldn't match pitch and now they can? Would that be helpful?
24 now.
Guess who's doing that now?
Me and the coach.
This guy. So you'll have that available to you. And I've got, I have heard it said hundreds of times, everyone can match pitch. Okay, where's the video? There are 0 videos on the internet of that. 0. Until now. And I've hidden them in secret areas on YouTube. So only as they become available, only as they become pertinent, do they become available to people. So this is really just more of an encouragement, just to reiterate for our evening in 4 minutes or less. This is the big idea. You are here for the kickoff of this. You are part of helping our 3 barbershop societies move forward. You are trailblazers. You are going to be the ones that are going to be helping us to show others that it can be done. And we will need help. I'm only one person. I have Glenn Hayes and Judy Galloway. I almost read Judy Harmony. See, you should have put it on there, Judy. And Bill Hickman's been quite a supporter. I know others that are on the call, including Marty, that have been wanting to support even ambiently. And we need people that are willing to do this. And Linda, you are 100% right. We, and that's the ultimate, that's the key word right there. We. So there's sign language in my family. This is us. You make a U on your chest. This is we. And isn't that cool? It includes people. We can do this. And it will take we. And if you're looking for this to be a silver bullet, it won't be that. If you're looking for it to be difficult yet super fun, you're in the right room. Anybody familiar? I know that Bill Hickman is with Ernest Shackleton. Ernest Shackleton. Awesome, Greg, way to go. Catherine and Glenn and Paul. Paul, for some reason, I'm not surprised. And Marty. So Ernest Shackleton was 100 years ago, a little over 100 years ago, going to the South Pole, am I right? Yep, was going to traverse the South Pole, go from one sea or ocean to the other, and traverse the South Pole. He had had 2 failed attempts, and he put out a 3rd one, and it said something like, bitter cold, poor wages, not enough food, chance of return slim, but if successful, I think, I forget what it was, like recognition and accolades of some sort, right? And this was in 1912 that he put this out. You might check and see that it's 1914, but it's either 12 or 14. I think 12. 5,000 people responded to that, wanting to be a part of this. because it was going to be an arduous, amazing adventure. And that's what this is. This is the big idea. It's not the, hey, here's the silver bullet. Press this button and poof, you will grow. Press this button and poof, you will score this score. It's not that. It is the arduous journey that will have great stories to support it, and great fun, great fellowship, and great songs and music to boot. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for being a part of tonight. Before we leave, I'd like to hand it over to Judy Harmony, also known as Judy Galloway.
I would like everybody to put your email in the chat. When we get the recording back, then I'll have your emails to add to the list, because some of you are new here. And also put in your course or chapter name. Thank you.
I put mine out there. Thanks, Gary. Pretty quick on the draw there. We will have the next installment. We'll have a date out to you shortly. You might have read that there were some technical difficulties with the harmonycollege.net website. This crack team responded quickly to put up something so that people still could connect. We will also be getting out to everybody the upcoming meetings and the schedule. And part of it, that is me, is finding out what my schedule is. And you now, oh, we need one more secret word. One more secret word. It could be someone's email address. Just kidding. Bushes. Love it. So our 4 secret words, we've got them. And I'm not going to say them here because someone could cheat and go to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to this journey together. I look forward to spending time with each of you online and creating this success that we call the big idea together, and be an example to the rest of the societies. And I am super excited, and I am so glad that you're here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, please email those to Judy. Judy, can you put your email address in there? Or you've received an email from Judy. Yep, so that we can be prepared, have those questions available. And if you want to share this with your chapter or chapters, you have the secret words to make sure that people have read it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. I look forward to our journey together over the next year plus. Yay!
Thanks a lot, Paul. That was great.
Awesome. I am super excited. Thanks for being here. Really. Thanks, Catherine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so
Here's
much,
gonna
Paul.
be
This is
fun.
going to be great.
Thanks.
It is.
Take care. We'll see you on Hive soon.
Look forward
Paul.
to it. No, thank you. Thanks, Ed.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Angie, you are so fun.
I agree.
I always did like you. Ed,
Over at
thanks
your
for
house,
being here.
Judy, on my way, and I didn't see your car in the driveway, so I just came home because I thought, I know Judy was supposed to be on this meeting, so I was going to watch it with you. I was driving like a
Oh.
crazy woman to get on.
That would have been so fun.
Ken went to DB.
Oh, that's where the car was. Okay, okay.
Ed, thanks for joining, really. All right, good night, everybody.
I'm not sure if she with us still or not. Hi, Eileen. She might have left. Glenn, are we going to want to check with Paul tonight? You're muted. No, you're not.
I don't want to report anything.
Oh,
We need to figure out the next meeting
yeah.
date.
It sounded like he wanted to check his calendar before he committed
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
All right.
And my calendar's full, so
Do you still have it recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
let me